Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by a sea of alphabet soup when you're just trying to buy a laptop, or if you feel like you are wasting precious, agonizing seconds constantly reaching for your mouse, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we are going to decode the matrix and transform all that confusing tech jargon into everyday utility keyboard commands into your personal digital fluency toolkit. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. 1. Decoding computer hardware specs. 2. Navigating networks and software. 3. Essential system and editing shortcuts. 4. Mastering your web browser. And finally, 5. Advanced tech ninja moves. Let's dive right in. Part 1. Decoding computer hardware specs. The language of the machine. We're going to start by decoding that alphabet soup of hardware specs I mentioned. Now, understanding this language isn't just for IT professionals. Mastering these foundational terms instantly clarifies what actually makes your computer tick, which is super practical for buying tech or troubleshooting. Your CPU, the central processing unit, and your GPU, the graphics processing unit, those are the engines doing the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, your RAM, random access memory, and ROM, read-only memory, are handling the computer's memory. Add in the USB ports on the side, that's Universal Serial Bus, your system's BIOS, which is the basic input-output system, right down to the LCD or LED displays you're literally looking at right now. Knowing this turns a confusing spec sheet into a really clear blueprint. And when we look at storage, there's a massive difference between legacy and modern technology. You've got the older hard disk drive, the HDD, versus the newer solid-state drive, the SSD. Knowing the difference between these two is usually the deciding factor between a computer that boots up instantly and one that gives you enough time to go brew a whole pot of coffee. Moving to part 2, navigating networks and software, connecting the dots. Let's see how our hardware builds into the invisible webs that connect our devices. Because our machines don't exist in a vacuum, right? Whether you're setting up a router at home or working at a local coffee shop, these acronyms dictate exactly how your data travels. It starts with your local area network, or LAN, and extends way out to a wide area network, a WAN. You probably protect yourself with a VPN, a virtual private network, and every single time you type a URL using your Wi-Fi, you are navigating the World Wide Web, relying on a domain name system provided by your internet service provider, your ISP, to get you to the right IP, or Internet Protocol address. It's basically a massive digital relay race, and these terms are the batons. But before we get too deep into web protocols, we absolutely have to define the OS, or operating system. Think of the OS as the ultimate conductor for every single operation on your machine. Without this foundational software managing your hardware and software resources, none of those physical parts we just talked about would even know how to talk to each other. Now, as you venture out onto the web using that operating system, security is everything. Recognizing the added secure in HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, versus your standard HTTP is the very first vital step for your digital safety. And as we master today's terms, we've got to keep an eye on the horizon with these emerging tech acronyms. AI for artificial intelligence, ML for machine learning, VR for virtual reality, and AR for augmented reality. These represent the absolute cutting edge of digital tech that's going to define the future of computing. Understanding them today keeps you one step ahead for tomorrow. All right, Section 3, Essential System and Editing Shortcuts, the conductor. Now that we can read the machine's language fluently, it is time to become that conductor and take total control with our keyboard. Let's be crystal clear on what we're doing here. Computer shortcut keys are not just cool party tricks. They are essential productivity weapons. They're specifically designed to improve your efficiency by minimizing agonizing mouse usage and drastically accelerating your routine navigation tasks. Every single time you move your hand from the keyboard over to the mouse, you lose a fraction of a second. We're going to win those seconds back. Mastering this holy trinity of copying, pasting, and cutting forms the absolute foundation of all rapid text editing. Control-C copies your selected items. Control-V pastes them right where you want them. And Control-X cuts them entirely. Pair that with Control-A to instantly select all the text on a page, and you can manipulate massive documents in the blink of an eye. But hey, what happens when you move a little too fast? When you accidentally delete an entire paragraph and make a terrible mistake? This simple two-step workflow will literally save you from absolute panic. Step 1, Control-Z immediately undoes your previous action. Phew, right? But if you go too far back, Step 2, Control-Y redoes the undone action. It is your ultimate digital safety net. For comprehensive document creation, These formatting and navigation keystrokes turn you into an absolute powerhouse without ever lifting your hands to grab that mouse. You can rapidly format with Control-B for bold, I for italicize, and U for underline. Need to manage your files? Control-S saves your progress instantly. Control-P gets it printed, and Control-N opens up a brand new document. And for navigating, Control plus Home shoots you straight to the very start of a document, while Control plus End rockets you all the way down to the bottom. Moving to Section 4, Mastering Your Web Browser, Browsing at Light Speed. Let's transition over into the web browser, where most of us spend our entire workday. Okay, we have all been there. You've got a dozen tabs open for research, you misclick, and suddenly you've completely lost a vital web page right when you needed it the most. You feel that awful heart drop? But guess what? You don't actually need to go digging through your browser history to fix it. Because Control plus Shift plus T is the ultimate lifesaver that brings that closed tab back instantly. Pair that with Control T to open a new tab, or Control W to quickly close one down. Can't find a file? Control J pops open your downloads window. Trying to locate a specific word in a massive article? Don't just scroll endlessly. Control F lets you find text instantly. And if a site is lagging and you need to reload, Control R refreshes the page. Memorize these and you will absolutely fly through the web. Finally, Section 5, Advanced Tech Ninja Moves, Total System Control. For our final act today, we're going to elevate your skills to true digital ninja status using advanced Windows system commands. These essential shortcuts allow you to maneuver through your operating system with just incredible fluidity. Alt plus Tab lets you rhythmically bounce back and forth between your active apps. Need to hide your screen quickly? The Windows key plus D shows your desktop instantly. Stepping away for coffee, Windows key plus L locks your computer in a single quick motion. Need to track down a file? Windows key plus E opens your file explorer right up. And when you're completely down with an active window, Alt plus F4 closes it down entirely. But a true power user knows exactly how to command the system's deeper tools. When your system freezes up, hitting Control plus Shift plus Escape summons the task manager instantly, bypassing all those clunky menus. Need to address your display or network? Windows key plus I opens your system settings. Windows key plus R opens the run dialog. If you need a screenshot incredibly fast, Windows plus Shift plus S activates the snipping tool. And here is one of the best kept secrets for sure. Windows key plus V opens your clipboard history, letting you see everything you've copied recently, not just the very last item. It's a total game changer. So we've gone from decoding the physical hardware specs to mastering the exact keystrokes that command the operating system. You now have a complete vocabulary and a serious digital toolkit. By minimizing your mouse usage and speaking this digital language natively, the real question I want to leave you with today is this: how will you spend all the time you've just reclaimed from your daily workflow? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning into this explainer.